have 14 days to build and launch a brand new app live here on TikTok, and this is day 3. Today we're going to talk about the tech stack that we use and how everything works together. For the front end, I'm going to code everything in Swift. The only downside of Swift is that it's limited to only other iOS devices. I chose to do this because I have prior experience with Swift, and I also haven't met many other people with an Android or Samsung phone, so I feel like that wouldn't be too big of an issue. For the back end of the app, we're going to use Firebase. Firebase is Google's overall toolbox that'll give us access to a real-time database, storage, and analytics of the app. Since we only have 14 days, it's not really that much time, so I decided not to set up our own database and servers and let Google handle it. The pros of Firebase is that we can have it up and running the same day, and it will scale itself automatically depending on how much traffic the app gets. However, because it's so easy to use, it's going to cost a little more to run each game, and we don't have as much control of our environment compared to if we hosted it ourselves. So if that becomes too much of a hassle, maybe down the line we can convert it to our own server, but until then Firebase will do fine. Our database is going to have 4 to 5 collections. Think of a collection as a way to keep the database organized. Also, each collection represents a deck of cards in the game. Inside of the collection, we'll have multiple sub-collections. Each sub-collection represents a different type of card, and this makes it easier for our front end of the app to query the database and ask for specific cards. We haven't really talked about this part of the app yet, but we're planning on having different types of cards like would you rather, never have I ever, etc. If you guys want a full video explaining the different types of cards and what each deck will be and the description of each deck, let me know and I'll go super in depth of all that. So here's like a flow chart of how the app's gonna work. The user will open the app. When they open the app, this will establish a connection to Firebase, giving the user access to the database and allowing them to query cards if they need. In the deck selection screen, the user will select the deck. Whatever deck they select lets Firebase know, like, hey, we need cards from this specific deck. Now with Firebase, you need to query each sub-collection independently. So we'll have to create a card distribution, which will tell Firebase, hey, we need 5 cards of this type, 6 of this, 7 of that, and each of those cards. The back end and front end are able to query all the cards they need. They'll take X number of cards for the game and shuffle them all in just a few moments. The speed of this querying is super crucial because no one wants to wait 2 to 3 minutes to set up one game. Once we have the cards for the game, the front end will take the list of players' names and use Swift's regex feature to kind of personalize each card with the player's name. This personalization, I think, makes the game more fun and is overall a good touch. Now the front end knows when the last card of the game is shown, so this will trigger the game overview, and that will show the game over message, which will take the user back to the deck selection view where they can select a new deck to play or play the same deck. So tomorrow we'll start coding the player selection screen. Now I'm not planning to go too in depth with the physical code to make each of these views, but if you guys want a video like that explaining it, please let me know in the comments. That's day 3 complete. We'll see you tomorrow for day 4.